Raikou descended from the sky with thunder and lightning. Raikou is one of 3 legendary beasts, including Suicune and Entei. This legendary Pokémon embodies the speed of lightning. The rain clouds Raikou carries on its back let it fire thunderbolts at will. I was wondering where the thunder was coming from. There hasn't been any lightning or thunder today. Just a cloudy, rainy day. Raikou stores energy inside its body, and then sweeps across the land, shooting off electricity. The roars of this Pokémon send shockwaves shuddering through the air, and shake the ground, as if lightning bolts had come crashing down. Maybe we should study this Pokémon a little bit closer. Back again, Pokémon fans. Hopefully you're all doing well. In this video, we'll be taking a look at Pokémon Select Raikou from Jazzwares. You'll also see quite a few new Pokémon from both Jazzwares and Good Smile Company. We've also added a few new trainers to our stories. I won't tell you who though, I'll leave that a surprise. If you're new here, then welcome. These are Pokémon toy reviews, done with a little story. If you're looking to find out whether the figures are worth it, they absolutely are. Now, for us to take a closer look at this legendary Pokémon, I think we're gonna need some help. Who better to help than Professor Oak? This is Professor Oak's research lab in Pokémon Park. This is the first video in a new series. Hopefully here, you'll get to see all your favorite Pokémon. If you know Professor Oak, you know things don't always go according to plan. So it'll be fun to see what happens. Pokémon get transferred here all the time, but wait a minute. That's not a Pokémon, that's just a big stuffed animal. Where's the actual Pokémon at? There it is. It's a Tyranitar. Wow. No sense of camera whatsoever. Yeah, we're definitely in Professor Oak's lab. Let's get back to Raikou before it gets away. We transferred Raikou here through one of our trainers. But he's not too happy to be here right now. He doesn't really care for humans. Unless you're a person who helps Pokémon. Can you guess which trainer was able to transfer Raikou here? Maybe we'll find out in a little while, Pokémon fans. Let's take a closer look at this figure. Raikou is really well done. The colors on the figure are bright and vibrant, as if it stepped out of a Pokémon card. The finish of the lines from the design of this Pokémon really stand out. They're very clean and clear. The proportions of the figure definitely look like it stepped out of Pokémon Go. If you notice, the figure is pinless. There are no articulation pins in the legs. This definitely gives Raikou a very finished look. The color combination and the rain clouds that cape over Raikou's back give this Pokémon a very regal look. My favorite part of the figure are definitely the eyes. They're so nicely detailed, it makes the figure feel alive. The part separation of the fangs, the whiskers, and the headpiece also really add to the animated look of this figure. My favorite part of the design of Raikou is that it's a saber-toothed tiger. Raikou as a Pokémon is supposed to be the representation of a Japanese yokai, a beast that embodies lightning and thunder. So as an electric Pokémon, the colors and the design of Raikou definitely suit this legendary beast. Oh look, more Pokémon got transferred in. I think Professor Oak needs to have his machine checked. Look at the springtime Pokémon, Raikou. Can you smell those flowers? Ooh. I think Raikou may need to get out and stretch his legs. I think we could use some fresh air too. Why don't we follow to see what else happens in Pokémon Park? Professor Oak's research lab is located in Pokémon Park. It's a great place for trainers and people who love Pokémon. It's a really big park with lots of interesting areas. So let's see where Raikou's headed. It's a beautiful day outside, Pokémon fans. Hopefully you can get outside too. It looks like Raikou found a waterfall and a couple of friends. While we're here, Pokemon fans, let's take a closer look at Raikou's articulation. So starting with his head, you can see there's two joints here. The top joint has up and down and rotational movement. The bottom joint, at his lower neck, has mainly rotational movement. The two joints aren't the most articulated, but it's mainly due to the cloud cape. But I did find a way to use the cloud cape to move the head. We had a situation earlier with Alakazam. Alakazam. Can you please stop trying to use confusion on Raikou? Sometimes testing Pokemon's strengths and weaknesses doesn't always go so well. Alakazam. There are no battles allowed here in Pokemon Park. You can test Pokemon, train your Pokemon, but it's supposed to be a neutral place of peace. Let's get back to this figure's articulation. Raikou has an articulated jaw, which is one of the best details on this figure. The saber-toothed tiger fangs are made out of a soft plastic, so it's easy to access the jaw. This is important for a Pokemon whose roar sends shockwaves shuddering through the air. If you look closely, you can see two colors in the mouth. The top of the mouth is red, and the tongue is pink. Honestly, it just adds to the fun of this figure. It changes Raikou's expression, and adds to the character of this Pokemon. It wouldn't be as fun if the jaw was fixed in an open or closed position. It feels solid as well. It's not too loose at all, so it stays in fixed positions in between all the way open or closed. Raikou came out to stretch his legs, so let's get into that next. So there are 3 points of articulation on each leg, front and back. The joints are not super articulated, but I do think it's neat that you can move the legs in and out. And they are very fluid, so they move with ease, similar to the neck and head articulation. The legs are not too stiff and not too loose, so it will hold the pose. This is probably my only criticism of the figure. I wish the legs were a little bit more articulated, at least so we can get in a fun crouching position. For that, it would probably take more articulation or using pegs, and honestly, I love the way this figure looks, so I think it's fine. Plus, I don't know about your Raikou, but my Raikou can fly. Supposedly, Raikou can fly in the rain clouds. He can also leap, and bound, and run. In fact, I think he's running off. Let's follow Raikou, and see where he goes next. Let's try that again, Typhlosion. Wow, did you see that? Typhlosion and the other Pokemon could sense Raikou. Raikou's moving pretty fast, so we better keep up. It seems like Raikou's headed towards the lab again. Oh look, there's another trainer. I don't think he noticed Raikou at all, but I think Jigglypuff did. I think Raikou's slowing down. There seem to be quite a few Pokemon up ahead. Let's see how Raikou compares. Did you hear that? Hey, I think it's that Tyranitar from earlier. Wow, they're almost the same size. Raikou's pretty big. We'll have to study this Tyranitar too. Look who else flew in. It's Zapdos. Let's see how these two electric-type Pokemon compare. These two look pretty good together, and it's exciting that we're able to make this comparison. Did you feel the ground shake? It's a Metagross. Look how well these two size together. It's so exciting to have all these Pokemon to compare. They all look really good, and scale so well together. Raikou? Aren't you supposed to be with the professor? If you guessed Gloria was the Pokemon trainer who transferred Raikou here, then you're correct. Raikou is a hero to electric Pokemon, and doesn't care much for people, unless they help Pokemon. What are you doing here, you big kitty? Gloria is kind and friendly to all Pokemon. You just came to say hello, didn't you? Does that mean you missed me? I missed you too. Come give me a hug, you big furball. These two also scale so well together. If Raikou's Cloud Cape was real, she could definitely fit on Raikou's back. I'm glad you came to see me. I know you love running around, rescuing everyone. But legendary Pokémon need love too. Don't forget to come visit me. And yes, I'll bring Tyranitar too. So there you go, Pokemon fans. Legendary Pokemon have soft spots too. So the next time you hear thunder in the distance, it may be Raikou. The legend of thunder. Helping a Pokemon in need, or just running in a field and playing. Even though Raikou is a legendary Pokemon with big fangs and cool electric powers, he's really just a big cat. And you know cats, you have to earn their trust. So maybe he's just coughing up an electric hairball. Either way, heroes need love too. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode of Professor Oak's Research Lab, starring Raikou. Please let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you. Big thumbs up to the figures. Again, Jazzwares is continuing to improve on their Pokemon Select line. 2023 had some great releases. Raikou is a part of Series 6 of the Pokemon Select figures. This figure is part of the Trainer Team series, which means you can only find him at Target. He's actually been out for a while now, so hopefully you can still find one if you don't have one yet. Suicune was also released last year, and Entei should be out soon. Both Raikou and Suicune were only $19.99 each, which is a great price. They're really nice figures, and it's exciting that we're getting all three in the span of 6 months. That's pretty cool. Raikou also comes with a stand. If you have any of the other Pokemon Select figures, this stand is a lot smaller than the other ones. It's like half the size. It definitely suits him though. The smaller stand is probably good for this figure because it's not so big. Like you could have him flying with the other stands if you have any of the other Pokemon Select figures, but the fact that it's lower to the ground I think is actually better for its stability. He looks good here though, and I really like his paws, which I didn't mention in the video. Usually in Pokemon Go or in the Pokemon cards, his paws are kind of these big cat-like paws, and I don't know, there's something about that makes this character seem more real. By the way, if you don't have this figure yet, you can still find him on the Target app, and he's still $19.99. In fact, I think right now he's on sale. What about you, Pokemon fans? Do you have this figure already? Or which Pokemon Select figures do you have? Single release Garchomp is on the way, and so is Flygon, Entei, and I'm missing one. It's the electric one, the purple one with the yellow. I can't think of the name right now. But I'm excited to see what Pokemon Select figures we get this year. What about you? Who do you want to see in the Pokemon Select line? Hopefully you enjoyed Gloria too. This is a great figure. I really want to do the Scottish accent, but I'm not very good at it. So try to use your imagination. I'll definitely do a review/story with Gloria as well. I love that we got new trainers from Figma. Hopefully we get more. Thank you so much for tuning in, Pokemon fans. Stay tuned. I have a lot more to come. Hopefully you're all doing well. Make sure you get outside and get some fresh air. And take care, Pokemon fans. And I look forward to seeing you, Raikou, and all the other Pokemon in the next one.